See reactions as federal government plans to reopen land borders in Nigeria. People got reactions over the plans of reopening land borders in Nigeria. The Minister of Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed Shusana, speaks on the reopening of the land borders in Nigeria. According to the reports from Nigerian newspaper, Zainab Shusana confirmed that the federal government, under the leadership of the President Muhammadu Buhari, will soon reopen the land border. The land borders were closed by President Muhammadu Buhari's administration in measure to tackle insecurity, restrict illegal importation of foreign rice and arms into the country. Nigeria closed her borders in account of illegal importation of drugs, rice, and arms through the land borders. As the Honorable Minister of Finance Zainab Shusana disclosed this to journalists. These are the reactions from Nigerians. Restructuring is the only way to avoid the bloody revolution, which will definitely come if the country is not fixed through genuine reform. It will get to a point when the poor will start feeding on the rice alive. Do the right thing and stop taking advantage of the masses. Let Nigeria work for all. Before we die of consumption of prices of things, I think the borders should be open tomorrow. Can you imagine our government, Nigerian government, what do they stand to gain from this land border issue? This land border have been closed since last year, August, and it has not stopped the importation of some arms, it has not stopped the importation of some food items, and it has not stopped the importation of bandits into the country. Can you imagine a country where all these things are being restricted from entering? Is still the same country where you find fake drugs. It's still the same country where you find foreign rice. It is the same country where you find arms, and it is the same country where you find terrorists from other country. How did they manage to enter the country? How did they manage to enter into Nigeria? That is the question in the minds of all. You will still find foreign rice everywhere. You will still find frozen food imported into the country. What are we talking about? It is still boils down on corruption. Our Nigerian leaders are corrupted. They are just scamming us. This land border issue was not totally tackled. And that the reason or why the land borders were closed were not genuine and not achieved. They are not achieved. They just left people on jobless. They left many youths, hungry and what have you. Many of them that were, importing some materials from, maybe Niger, Benin, Togo can no longer do that. Some of them cannot afford flight, air transportation. The only one they can afford is land transportation. But since it has been stopped, and the price of our goods are just nothing to write home about. Rise to what we can't even explain. Every day the prices are just going up, and we don't know when it will stop. And we just beg the federal government to please reopen this border, because the reason why these borders were closed are not achieved. Some of those things, some of those reasons are selfishness. Some of those reasons are tribalistic. Can you imagine? There was a report that the northern border were not closed the northern borders were not closed, but the other borders from either the south or the southwest or the southeast as well. Well, let's take people's reaction and know how they feel and how they will still feel if the border is reopened, and know how they have been coping with the closure of land borders. This one said wicked leaders that have rendered many businessmen and women bankrupt and also created more unemployment by closing the land borders. This senseless APC government have starved so many Nigerians to death and also created so much enmity to Nigerians against their West African neighbors. No single achievement was made by the closing of land borders. Instead, they created so much inflation on the country. Many families can't even afford 1 square meal a day after the land closure. Whoever that brought the idea of the closure of the land border is a senseless person that does not think of the damages his action will cause others, but only care of the benefit he will have from his selfish and wicked decision. It is a bad decision for that matter. It is not good. Many people have been left with nothing to do. Many businessmen have gone bankrupt. Many people cannot even feed 3 square meals. Many of them cannot no longer send their children to school anymore. What do they stand to gain? They have not achieved anything from closing that border. They have not achieved, as far as Nigeria is concerned, the land border closure did not make the government achieve anything. This one said, confused government with bad economy policy. Dead people in power. This one is saying that it is a good idea. Open land border will boost our economy. It will boost our economy. Definitely, it will help us. It will surely help us, at least with the way, with the issue of recession we are currently facing in Nigeria. The opening of land borders will help us. It will go a long way in, restructuring our country and boosting our economy. This one is saying that I am saying we have never gotten a single leader in this country. Those that have been in power are rulers. Wow. Clueless, nepotic, tribalistic, and irresponsible government, policy inconsistency, and government imbued with absolute lack of enduring economy policy. You can imagine everybody's boiling in the country, and there have not been solutions to many problems. Instead, they kept adding to the problems, adding salt to the injuries of Nigerians. This one says you don't need to open the border live. It's like that. Leave it like that rather. It is because you people are traveling to India and France, Germany, US, UK, and they are sending you back. Wow, back home. Know it's time to know that there is need to open land border. You can imagine. So it is because of what they are getting from other country, the bad treatment they are now getting, because they are now sending them back to their home. That is why they want to open the land border. Buhari and his team are 99% incompetent to do anything good for any village, not to talk about the nation. It is obvious that Buhari is not a leader after he failed in 2 occasions to address common issues in Nigeria. Well, you can imagine what Buhari is doing, and people are saying that still referring to the issue of the COVID-19 issue, and also the NSAS issue, as he refused to address the nation on 2 occasions, refusing to address the nation on time. the destruction have been done. The closure did more harm than good. Yes, it did more harm than good. That was why somebody said, what they had stand to gain and what have they gained from, the closure of land border. This one is saying that the government is absolutely the worst in the history of Nigeria. Closure of land border remains the greatest mistake of Buhari's government. You see, it will be remembered by all. You see, he will be remembered for that. If you do good, people will talk about you, and if otherwise, people will still talk about you. But it is better for people to talk about the good deed you are doing to them, not the bad ones. Thank you for listening. Let's know your thoughts and your takes on this land border reopening. Thank you, and I will see you on the other news. Bye for now.